Peace, love, and light, family. I hope the sun is shining wherever you are. And as you can see, the sun is shining. The sun is always shining. This message is actually a collective message. I'm trying something new. It's a collective message that is, well, take it as it resonates, okay? And I'm seeing what the energy is for the collective water signs. Okay, oftentimes I see that the messages often intertwine, and so I'm pulling some cards to see what the energy is collectively for all water signs, that is Cancerians, Pisces, and Scorpios. Let's see what's showing up for you as a collective water sign. What's showing up for you? Okay, show us some messages. Okay, so collectively, I'm seeing that there's a 9 of Pentacles showing up for you, a 5 of Cups, and the Judgment card. I see that there's an energy of awakening for the collective that's showing up. There's a huge energy of awakening. In fact, the energy of awakening, which is the Judgment card, is actually it's stronger than most the other 2 cards that are showing up, which is the 9 of Pentacles and 5 of Cups. At this time, you as a water sign are tapping into an aspect of who you are that you may not have before. And this is something that's happening across the board for all signs collectively. And there's something about you being a water sign that makes this awakening even more significant. You as a water sign, you're showing up in 2 different ways here. You're showing up in the 5 of Cups, and you're showing up in the Judgment card.
Oh, my sweet.
In the Judgment card, you're showing up as one that is highly tapped in. You are water. Your sign is water. And for Scorpios, your energy, you're the element of water as well as fire. And you're also connected to wind energy as well as the eagle. Okay, your awakening process at this time is going to happen like your element, very similar to your element. Your awakening is happening very fluidly. You're going to see that it's very similar to drinking water. It's going to happen very easily for you. This awakening process is going to be a lot more evident for you, water signs, and evident in the sense that you're going to be tuning in, tapping into it a lot more, because your sign is the sign that's connected to divine feminine energy.
The sun?
And water is the sign of the divine feminine. Water is the sign of Fuida, which in Haitian Vodun is a divine feminine energy. Okay? You're tuned in and tapped into the sensitivity of the universe as a water sign, as a divine feminine water sign. You're able to pick up on intuition a lot more easily. And so your awakening is going to be a lot, it's going to be evident. It's going to be very strong because of the fact that you are connected to divine feminine energy. And if you are a divine feminine that is a Cancerian, Pisces, Scorpio, is going to be even more prominent. It's going to show, you're going to feel it a lot more at this time. You're feeling the awakening that's happening a lot more at this time.
Come look at it on this view.
So what does that mean for you as a water sign? As a water sign, it seems that you being connected to this element are showing others, you're showing others the way, you are leading the way to bring others into this awakening process. And what that means is that a lot of times what you're doing, you're getting signs from the divine to do things that you may not have done before. And as you receive these signs, sometimes it may seem strange because you're doing things that you may not be used to doing. And the divine is saying, trust the process. Trust this process, because it's like you have a strong spiritual backing that's leading you and guiding you into doing things you've never done before. And it's like that part of you sometimes can struggle with the physical part of you, which is trying to catch up to that divine feminine energy that knows that it is time to awaken, that it is time to elevate yourself and bring yourself to the next level. And there's another part of you that's affiliated with this Five of Cups energy. And as you know, Five of Cups is oftentimes connected to this energy of loss. So there's a part of you that may be hesitant, that there's some aspect of yourself that may be lost as a result of your spiritual awakening. The divine is letting you know to trust the process of this awakening, that your spirit elevating quicker than your physical body is going to feel weird. It's going to feel different, because that spiritual part of you is literally elevating, and because it's connected to divine feminine energy, it's very strong and it's very powerful, and it's literally at the forefront leading the way. Okay, and many of you may know that divine feminine energy at this time is ruling at an all-time high. The divine feminine energy is awakening at a faster rate, at a quicker pace than ever before, because it's time for the world to awaken. And historically, although we've often thought of the divine feminine being the ones that are following, the divine feminine energy in actuality has been leading the way for quite some time.
I'm sorry.
And that's exactly what's happening at this moment with this with the judgment card that you are receiving. There is some sort of judgment happening on this planet. In essence, it's the divine trying to balance itself out, and the way that it's doing that is that it's taking those who are very connected to source and using those who are connected to source to bring things into alignment. And this is why you have the judgment card at the forefront showing up for you as a water sign. And again, it's going to feel weird. It's going to feel weird because there's something within you, literally, it's like leaping out, it's jumping out, and it's telling you to go. And sometimes it's like a dog leading a human, so to speak, and it's like the dog is really the one that's the intuitive one, and the human is your physical body. And it's like that dog, which represents your spiritual side, is moving at a faster rate than the physical body, and it's trying to bring the human side of you along. And it's like the human, even though it's like the human is the one that's walking the dog, in actuality it's the dog that's leading the human to where it wants to go. And that's the analogy that I'm getting when it comes to your spiritual side.
I didn't ask for it. Maybe that's why when I
being
tasted
so
it,
elevated that it's going at a rate that it's never gone before. It's leading you at a rate that it's never led you before. And your physical body is literally trying to catch up. It's trying to process it. And the divine is letting you know that sometimes trying to process what is happening only slows you down. To be cautious of that and trust the process. And that's what I heard from the very beginning, is to trust the process, because that physical side of you, you get to know that that physical side of you is not the most elevated side of you. Your brain, your heart, all of those organs that make you who you are part of the divine part of you, and they're not so much the most sophisticated part of you, although they've been given to you to bring you to a level of sophistication, if that makes sense. So keep moving forward and elevating, because your task at this time is to connect to that divine feminine energy, that water sign of you that is connected to intuition, and bring the world to the next phase, into this next phase of elevation. What to look out for is being represented with this Five of Cups. Again, we mentioned that this Five of Cups, I'm seeing the divine saying that it represents, your physical body trying to catch up to the spiritual self. It's like it's in a state of remorse, because it's so connected to the physical body, like yourself, okay? Imagine yourself being physical and spiritual in nature. Your physical body is yourself is so connected to this physical body that oftentimes it kind of seems like weird when the spirit is leading and the body is like trying to catch up and it doesn't know what to do. And that's that part that's going to feel weird, because it's meant to feel weird, because your spiritual self is taking your physical body to another level that it hasn't before. And that's that process of ascension that many of you are experiencing at this time. And this Cups energy may be the sentiment that you feel as a result of kind of like a sense of disconnect that you may feel as a result of this newness that's happening, this disconnect that you may feel. And this disconnect may come with disconnecting with others. It may come with disconnecting with the day-to-day activities. Things that you are used to doing oftentimes will seem like you may not have an interest for whatever reason, because this is just that part of, it's almost like feeling withdrawal. Like imagine an alcoholic that's used to, and forgive the expression, forgive the example, right? Because alcoholism tends to be an addiction. Imagine someone who's been drinking alcohol their whole life, and then all of a sudden, it's been used as a comfort, and all of a sudden they're having been told that it's time for them to stop. It's time for them to quit. Well, that very thing that has provided comfort for such a long time, it's like literally removing a blanket off of a baby that's, that's cold in a sense, right? And that's the same feeling that you may have right now. The very things that you are used to doing, all right? The very things that you are used to doing and you're no longer having like a connection to, it may feel weird to you, okay? You may get a sense of weirdness. It's like you're disconnecting from this source, this thing that has given you comfort for quite some time. And it's like you're trying to figure out why. And your job is not necessarily to try to figure out why. It's really more so for that part of you that's trying to ascend, to bring the physical body up to date, so that way it can go through the ascension process. Because remember, you are a spiritual being with godlike consciousness, and you're having, this human experience for a reason. And you are meant to bring the willpower of humanity at an all-time high. And so you being the sign of water, you get to trust your intuition. You get to be in tune and tap into this divine feminine energy that is showing up here. And it's showing up very strong. It's showing up very strong. And many of you, whether you're a divine feminine or divine masculine, you will notice that you tend to be someone that's tuned in. You're tapped into what's happening around you. You're connected to people's emotions. You're connected to feelings, okay? And you also may notice that you are someone, once you put your mind to something, because you are the element of water, you make everything grow. Okay, and speaking of growth, this is how this Nine of Pentacles got here. This Nine of Pentacles represents your independent wealth. You standing on your own power, you being this divine feminine energy that's able to stand on your own 2 feet and reach for the things that you have always wanted. You coming into recognition and you coming into your own power is what's bringing you the abundance at this time. Many of you are very much connected to what you've always had all along, which is the gifts that you possess that allows you to stand strong individually. Okay? And Nine of Pentacles represents independent wealth because, and especially for you, Scorpios, the Pentacles is a sign, it's an earth sign. All right. And imagine you being a water sign. All right. So what happens when you put water on earth? Water nurtures the earth. You have the capability of making anything you touch grow. You have that ability. You have that power. And that Nine of Pentacles represents your power. It represents your ability to come into your power on your own. And many of you have had to do that because as a result of you isolating from a lot of the things that are not serving your highest good, you've had to isolate yourself from the world. Many of you, you've isolated yourself from family, from the very people that you were used to seeing, because that is what your spirit told you to do. So this Nine of Pentacles, rightly so, represents an independent wealth because after you've isolated yourself, you had the chance to go within and search within for the things that are going to elevate you. And that the ending of a lot of these relationships, which is represented by the 9 in the Nine of Pentacles, is in essence what's bringing you the abundance. Like, isolation has done a lot for you. Bringing yourself into isolation has done a lot for you as a water sign collectively. And you're going to see that, especially for this year. You're going to see how powerful you are standing on your own. And you're going to see how much you're able to accomplish standing on your own 2 feet, raising your hands, reaching for the stars, okay, moving towards your elevation, because the divine feminine energy is rising into her power. And your sign is the sign of the divine feminine. And you are realizing at this time and tuning in and tapping into who you've always been. So the divine is saying kudos to you. Continue to grow, continue to elevate, continue to lead in bringing humanity into balance, in alignment, because that is what you represent. All right, that is what you represent. The sign, the water element represents an energy that is very powerful and is very strong at this time. And the divine is reminding you to remember that. Remember the element which is your ruling element at this time. And remember what that energy is connected to. It's connected to a time of power for your very element. Okay? So what this means for you in the area of business may be anything related to uplifting the divine feminine. Okay, bringing the divine feminine into their power. Anything that you do in that area financially is going to bring you success and wealth. Connect with that energy. Okay, in terms of your relationship, that may mean that you become a lot more sensitive and more in tune to your divine feminine power. And what does that mean? That means that you may, do a lot more self-care. You focus on you so that you elevate yourself continually. And spiritually, you get to do water rituals to connect with this divine feminine energy. All right. Water signs, this message comes to you with much love, peace, and light. And I hope this message resonates with you. If it does, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time, love, peace, and divine light.